normally we're all over the board.
Yeah.
So
it's the way we live.
so I'm going to adjust the agenda. But the three main things are going to be your first year.
Okay.
Gluski Park.
Okay.
And the Made Up Outdoor Summit.
Cool.
Those are the three primaries.
Okay.
But I walked into a little drama about hats.
I just told Mark, I said, I think of all the reasons why I'm here,
Yes.
that might be the most important to people.
To get better hats.
To get better hats. To get a female hat.
Female hat. What does a female hat look like? Do you have one in
It does
mind?
not look like that.
Okay.
It is not a trucker hat.
Okay.
There are some females that look really cute in a trucker hat, but I would say they're few and far between. And when you see someone who rocks one, you're like, dang, I wish I could rock a hat like that.
So, okay.
It does,
All right.
but it's 1 out of 25. 1 out of 50.
Are you sure? What do you think? Do you think it's 1 out of 25 women look good in a trucker hat?
That they would say. Okay, your opinion isn't, you have to, what they would say it looks good on them.
Oh, and of course what the woman says is always right.
Exactly. Because you're going to, I mean, if you're like Kyle, my husband, I'm always like, how does this look? It looks great. Oh, that's not real.
Do you
Like,
think
how
he
does
doesn't mean it?
No, he does. But I need it to look good for me. And that hat does not fit.
Do you have a specific hat in mind right now?
I have a favorite hat.
You do?
Yeah. It's
Do you have a picture of yourself wearing it?
yeah. I'm
Well, pull it up.
sure.
Let's take a look at it. Come on.
It's not a,
On the fly here.
okay, stand by.
Challenge.
I'm gonna
Throwing
go-
down.
I'm going to go into my Google.
And by the way, while you're looking for that, how will guys look in this hat? 1 in 25 will look good?
Nobody's going to look good in that. In the male. Yeah.
Okay.
They can have
Great.
the trucker hats. They have so many options.
All right. Well, when we put this
on.
when we put this out, I want everybody to email Elizabeth at 906adventureteam.com
Thank you.
with with your hat
You
suggestions.
would love to do that.
Oh, yes, I do.
I would gladly take them though. Those are emails.
Yeah, let's
I
give
will-
some feedback.
I will compile a study.
Yes.
I will give you an actual
Well, it's not a study. It's going to be email
binder.
responses.
Yeah, but I'm going to print them out. I'm going to make some graphs.
I want graphs.
Yeah. Oh, you
Can they be colorful?
with sparkles.
Thank-
You got
no
it.
sparkles.
You
You've
got
been
it.
talking to Don too much.
You've been wanting sparkles since I started. I know it.
You must wear that hat a lot, hey?
Me? Because I can't find it?
Right.
Hold on. I'm still searching. What does this mean?
I'm a little salty here this morning. It's a
Well, it might be
Monday.
because I searched cap.
Okay. You're searching your photos?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
You don't want to search my photos.
I don't. You're correct. Okay. Here's this. I mean, you've seen me wear this hat.
Okay. Oh, what the hell's different about this hat? It looks like a hat. I mean, it has a seam in the front.
It's fitted. It's not so much of a forehead.
What brand is this thing?
Lululemon.
Oh, okay.
And they
that
they don't make that hat anymore.
Really?
And so I still
Must
wear
have been
it.
really successful. Good seller.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But it's disgusting.
I'm
Do you
kidding.
see all the sweat marks on it? I could use a refresh. I've been trying to find it and I can't.
Okay. So everybody send your hat suggestions to Elizabeth.
I also think maybe they have a longer bill. Like
Yeah, it's possible.
It's a little bit more, and you can mold it a little bit more. That's like so flat.
Yeah.
So it's more fitted to the head,
Yeah.
less forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and longer bill.
You said that the
Lightweight.
canvas hat
Is better.
better.
Yeah. I've worn the polar
And you
roll.
think it's better?
Yeah, I like it.
That was polar roll, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one we just did.
Yeah. I would wear that one again. Yeah.
Cool.
I've worn it a couple times beyond the event. I
Yeah.
always wear the hats for the event, and I just look like a
Right.
goofball out there with this trucker hat that
I thought you looked great.
of course you did. So did Kyle.
Hey, Kyle and I are going to have to talk.
Yeah, it's like I get my hair cut and Sawyer's always like, yeah, it looks fine. What is that? You can't tell me it looks fine.
Well, you don't say fine.
Fine is terrible.
We're going to need to talk to Sawyer.
Yeah, he's got to work. I
Yeah.
don't think he'll ever give a compliment like that after he's given me a couple.
Yeah.
He knows better now.
What does Billy like to wear if she wears a hat?
She just needs something to keep the sun out of her eyes.
Just whatever.
She's not particular.
Yeah, I guess if I look at the inventory of hats that are at my house, I could tell you that most of the trucker hats sit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For both of you?
No, sun's out, need a hat. Grab a
So
hat.
do you wear a trucker hat?
Sure.
Okay, you do. She doesn't.
Correct.
Would she wear Lululemon?
I don't know that the brand is really that important. It's just it's more about a feel.
Ah, there you go. It's all about the feel.
And these ones are nice because they're so light, so you sweat in them, and they're not like. I get sweaty, so it matters to me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
gross.
for sure.
I always have a sweaty forehead. I mean, you've seen me at bike club. It's gross, just a sweaty beast.
But that's your happy place, sweating.
It is. I love sweating. I love being hot.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll see what we crowdsource here
I can't wait.
for feedback on hats.
Send me all of the opinions.
Yeah, absolutely. Bring it on. So, segue.
Okay.
Aside from a shitty hat selection, how's your first year been?
It's been really good.
The last update we did was 6 months, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like that conversation at all?
Not really.
So I didn't ask Mark this question. If you think of the year, your first year, because your first year was last week.
Yeah.
Monday
Yeah.
or Sunday.
Third.
Was there any difference between months 0 to 6 and 7 to 12? Like first half versus second half?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah? How so?
I think first half, I felt like an observer, very much like I'm here, I'm a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not feel like I was a part of the organization. I felt like I was a part of it, but I was observing. And that is kind of like my natural state. I'm an observer. Like so it's comfortable for me to be in that space.
Yeah.
And then I feel like after month 6, it was like, oh, I have responsibilities.
Right.
Not that I didn't the first 6 months, but
Yeah,
it was just
that's fair.
It was such like I was in observation mode. And now I feel like I am in go mode. Like every day
Fair.
I'm tackling things, I'm working through them.
An actionable to-do list.
And I know that I know where I'm headed a little bit more than I did those first 6 months.
Makes sense.
I have goals, right? Like
Mark, question for you. Same question, actually. If you can remember, you heard what Elizabeth just said, month 0 through 6 and then 7 to 12. Can you recall? How was it for you? Was it more observatory on the front end?
Yeah, for certain. Yeah, I mean, just as days go on, you just take ownership of different things a little deeper. And yeah, you start calling it your own. And yeah.
So that's probably different, right, from other jobs?
yeah,
To a degree?
I think so. The biggest thing for me was leaving TV6 being at the top of my game, right? The most veteran. I'd been doing it for 20 years.
Very well established.
Right.
Very successful.
Do it with my eyes closed. Coming somewhere that was pretty foreign. I agreed with the mission, the ethos. They aligned with who I was, but the inner workings were all so brand new. So that we were talking last night in our leads meeting about doing hard things during an adventure team, and what does that mean? How do you carry that forward in your coaching and your leading? And I was thinking that for me, like riding the bike was a hard thing. Don't get me wrong, like it was, but also I think harder for me was adjusting to that different space of not maybe being the voice that has experience in something, right? And finding confidence in what I did know and what I do bring, and then the grace to like learn and sit in a space of I don't know a lot,
So from expert to novice.
For sure, in every way, yeah.
Like a click.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Bam.
Yes.
That is, I think, a decision that scares the shit out of most people.
And it's a really hard to sit in and not like get in your head. Like, I'm not good enough. Maybe I shouldn't be here. I was the wrong pick. I'm not contributing the way that they expect. I mean, I think I had a couple, can we go have coffee? Am I meeting your ex? Is this what you expected from me? Are you happy? Because I was uncertain, and that is a hard place for me to, and I think a lot of people get it, you're in your head.
Oh yeah.
What
I mean, most people live a lot of their life in their head.
Yeah. Yeah. And, when Mark was just talking, it made me think also the first 6 months, I felt like I had to be a part of everything everyone was doing.
Yeah.
So if Mark's loading a trailer, why am I not being asked to help?
Right.
They don't trust me. I'm not good enough.
Right.
I can load a trailer. What's happening?
Right.
I want to help him. I want to be, I want to be of use.
Yeah.
And now it's like, that's not for me. My talent and my energy is better served elsewhere because he's got that. He's got it handled. And if he needs me, he's going to reach out because he knows I'm here. He knows I'm capable. He's not asking because, I can't do it. He's asking because he's
Correct.
got it.
Yeah.
So that was also another space where there were so many days where I would see volunteers working really hard on something. I'm like, can I help you? No, we got it. And then it made me, because it's all about me, right? It's always all about Elizabeth. Made me feel bad. Oh, I'm not good enough to work with them. That's not true. That's not real.
That's not what it is.
I had to ask myself a lot, like, what's true? What's real?
Yeah.
What am I bringing to the table? What should I be focusing on? Switch that energy around. Get over it, Elizabeth. Because you're just taking away from what you actually need to be putting your energy into.
Yeah, that energy that you're expending on being in your head, worrying about this, worrying about
what a waste
that,
of time.
could be actually expended on what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Do you ever have that?
A lack of confidence in what's right in front of me. Yeah, daily.
Yeah.
Daily, there's something that pops up. I'm like, all right, you got to think through this, build a strategy.
Okay, so still today.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're constantly evolving. There's always something changing.
Yeah.
How is it? And I'll just open the question to both of you. How is it different? How's the environment different from either where you came or jobs you had before? Is it a lack of predictability, or I don't know? I mean, I don't want to put words in your mouth. What is it? What's different?
Well, resources, to start, there's just a lot more to think through. Like I have to really think about the end game of something too. Like how is this going to impact, for instance, we've got a new app coming.
Correct.
Right. And there's a lot of things to work through in that.
Sure. As far as implications for leads, volunteers, everybody,
and all the communication involved.
Right.
It's reteaching, and doing it in a way that is effective.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't happen easily.
Yeah. What do you think? What's different?
I think for me, it's we're juggling a lot of things at the same time. Like I'm used to things not being predictable. I think the news industry.
Yeah, you've shared that before.
Yeah, your things are changing.
Seat of the pants.
Yeah. I mean, you might go in and think the day is going to be a cakewalk. Breaking news happens. Somebody doesn't show up for an interview. You stumble over your words. The screen goes black. You lose electricity. I mean, there's so many things, right?
Yep.
I thrive on that. I'm all in. But this job, it's just, I have so many lists to keep it all straight. There's so many, I feel like there's so many different fingers, right? To my day where, I've got the park. Okay. I've got adventure team. I'm helping Iron County. Making sure
Newsletter,
donors, the newsletter. How often do we get to the end of the month and you're like, have you thought about the newsletter? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. Newsletter. So, and I love doing the newsletters. It's actually one of my favorite parts of the month because I love writing and I love interviewing and talking with people. And yet, there's just so many different layers. So keeping them all straight, time seems to fly. The newsletter is a great example.
Yeah.
How's the newsletter coming? Oh, we've got 3 weeks. Nope. It goes out on Monday.
Now you have 3 hours.
Right. I'm like, oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I haven't looked at a calendar. Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's been a little bit of an adjustment.
When you said resources, I wasn't sure where you were going to go with it. But one thing that I think is dramatically different, having come from the corporate world, I'm a district sales manager. I have my team of salespeople. I have vendor reps that will come to the area and ride with the sales reps and help promote products. I have product specialists that will come from corporate and spend a week in the field to help us be better. I can call marketing to get what I need. I can call merchandising to get what I need. There's teams, layers of teams. We have 3 people, Julie, and an army of Emily, Bill here at base camp, and then an army of volunteers. And then within the volunteer base, you're continuously adapting to a person's ability to give time
Sure.
to the mission, right?
Right.
Because at any particular moment in time, something may happen in somebody's life where they're deeply involved in this, this, and this, and they got to completely extract because somebody lost a job or started a new job or they had a baby or whatever. So like resource-wise, what I think is it really requires us to have highly adaptable people that can do a lot of different things in the spur of the moment. So you guys have really done a good job with it because it's not like it's getting less complicated.
Yeah.
You know, as we grow, it gets more complicated.
For sure.
And it will continue to actually to require additional people assets at some point. What's been is there a highlight from the year?
You always ask me this when we talk about, and it's really hard for me to pinpoint a highlight. And I think the reason is all of the experiences have been so different. You know, adventure team, I talk about it as being a highlight because it is. Coaching, working with the kids, growing like for myself through that program.
Yeah.
That was a big part of my transition, was being able to be a part of that program in that way. But then, you know, experiencing Margie for the first time. I didn't get to know, in our leads meeting last night, you were talking about how many coaches are involved in our events that understand the events. Well, that's not my background in knowing 906 as the events, right? Like that came really for me when I started here. I mean, of course I knew about them. We did stories on them.
Sure.
I know I have lots of friends that do them.
Yeah.
But I'd never been to one.
You hadn't experienced
I hadn't experienced it.
Yeah.
My experience was through Adventure Team. So I think I come at it from almost the opposite way of most people. I feel like most people's entry is through the events and then they learn about Adventure Team. Not all, but I think a lot of them.
Percentage-wise, yes, I agree.
So all of the events, you know, Crusher was so fun. It was just a highlight of my summer. Margie was so inspirational and motivating in a way that I didn't expect. I had done Polar Roll before I started here because we knew I was coming. And so this was my second one. Polar Roll is a different animal in itself. It's a super long day and super cold elements and you're on your feet and you're loving it. Like it's just a great day. But it's completely different energy than the other two, I would say.
You came in through the events, and when you came in, you probably didn't know a ton about the youth program, right?
Yeah, right. I didn't. I think, was it 2019? We were in town and happened to be a Thursday night, I think, and came and visited. Maybe it was, yeah. In any case, I didn't know much about it. It took a few years to really understand what was behind the scenes, what was going on in the background and the youth program, and then seeing it firsthand on a Thursday night. Yeah. Yeah. So it was, gradually through the events, it became more and more clear what was going on.
So from observing you in your first year,
Is this my, what do you call that when you review?
this is not a review.
The public review?
This is not a review.
Let's do this. Where's the 1 through 10?
No, this is, so, you know, I had asked you what what a highlight is. And I think my highlight for you is it's tied actually to the move you made going from expert to novice, because I really hope that this part can get seen and listened to by people. You went from a position of being right out in front at TV6, almost the face. Okay. And you went the other way, right?
Yeah.
Directly out of that light which a lot of people in your position never could have made that transition. And to me, what it tells me about you is that there's a lot of people that say they're here for the mission, but that is the litmus test. What are you really here for? Because most people could not have stepped out of the limelight and gone to the back of the bus.
Yeah.
So that's number one. And then number two is at that same time that you stepped out of a very high profile position you'd been in, you understand. You didn't have to leave. I have to believe to a degree, while the hours sucked, there was some level of comfort in knowing what you're doing. And to some degree too, I mean, and rightfully so, if you're winning awards, that feels good too.
Sure.
Right? We go through on a daily basis overcoming how many obstacles after obstacle after obstacle. Nobody's standing there at the end of the road with an award for you.
Right.
It's
Right.
like, oh, you got through that? Congratulations. Yeah. Here's another challenge.
Yeah.
Right? So it can be unforgiving. And if somebody who needs to continuously be told how great they are and awarded, they're not going to thrive here.
Yeah.
But the other thing, to your credit, we've talked a little bit about this, is in the position you were in, the other thing that's changed, and will continue, I see it going the other way, because I see you, it's an adventure. Before, if Elizabeth Peterson calls XYZ person, and you're the face of TV6, and this person that you're showing up on the caller ID for, they know that you want to put them on TV. Yep. How many times do you think they immediately pick up the phone?
Yeah.
10 out of 10, baby.
Yeah.
And you found out that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right?
A little more challenging.
A little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We've talked about it. And that is a reality check of reality checks.
Yeah.
When you go from being the person that they will not let go to voicemail to sometimes wondering, like, bro, do you have my number?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you lose my
email
number?
Working?
Right. Is my email working?
Yeah.
All I can say is you've done a tremendous job. You put yourself out there. That's a hard spot to be in, and most people would not have survived it.
Yeah.
Their ego would have got the best of them, and they would have flamed out in their first year. And I mean that.
Yeah.
I say that having experienced a similar situation with my father when he was at Reinhardt as a regional sales manager, and I was at Cisco as a regional sales manager. And we were pitted against one another. Like, you find out a lot about people sometimes.
Yeah.
And not all the lessons are inspiring.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just keep going.
Yep.
So you just got to keep going.
Yeah.
You're going to find your spot, as we get through and build Gluski Park. It will go from being one of the, if not the hardest thing you've ever done, to being the most gratifying success.
Yeah.
Because of everything that you will have had to have done to get there.
Yep.
So just keep that in mind.
Well, and I think probably daily, the thing I tell myself the most is just keep moving forward. Like,
Correct.
I have this giant list, or I
Correct.
have, 4 lists, and it can be overwhelming, sometimes to the point of almost keeping you from taking action. And when I get it, if I'm in a funk like that, it's like, oh, keep moving forward.
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Yeah, what's
Do
most
what you can
important
today? Yep.
right now,
Yep.
right in this moment?
Yeah.
What do we need to do?
Yep.
Let's go do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You got any advice for Elizabeth going into her second year, Mark? Any wise words from the dark psalm?
Just get your good sleep, and keep your nutrition on track.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have you been able to balance the time?
Yeah, I think so. I think I struggled at first, and then I think I kind of expressed that to you a little bit. Like, I don't know how to manage some of this. Like, what is the expectation? Like, if we're doing these long weekends or nights, or how do I get this other stuff in? And you were like, take the time, go get it done. We need you to show up healthy, feeling good, rested.
Right.
You got to go for a walk every day, go for a walk every day. And last summer I made that a priority. Yeah. Carried, I don't walk outside right now, but, I still exercise regularly. And Mark is, he's phenomenal at eating lunch every day at noon And it's just a great reminder.
Like clockwork.
Yes. And I'm like, oh, it's lunchtime? Okay, let's eat. So I take that time. That's something that I've never ever really been very good at. I'm more of like I get home and I'm starving and I didn't eat once today, right? Like those aren't healthy habits. So
No.
I would say my healthy habits my habits have become far more healthy than they ever have been. I feel better today than I did a year ago in my body and in my mind.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing with balance over there, Mark?
Balanced.
Do you feel balanced?
No, not always, but I'm still finding it.
Yeah.
I guess the first thing that comes to mind when you say that is, all right, how often do I get out on a bike? How often do I make time for me?
Mm.
And I will say that every time I am out on a bike or I'm doing something for me, I appreciate it. I appreciate the time.
Yep.
Sometimes it doesn't feel like enough.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless of how much it is, I appreciate every moment I have.
Is that because there's fewer of them?
There's quite a bit fewer. I think I put my kayak in the water once since I've been here, that's usually a litmus test of my free time.
Yeah.
Getting the boat out.
That makes sense.
But I prioritize biking because there's great biking in every corner of the county and beyond.
That, when I think about it now, I think that the shift for you started before you worked here, but it's still a pretty major shift that you had because you at one time rode over 300 miles a week, right?
Oh yeah, upwards of 400. Yeah,
think about that, 400 miles a week.
Yeah.
It was 20 to 30 hours a week I would spend on the bike typically.
Wow.
So I'm just curious because you said that the opportunities are fewer, but you appreciate them.
Yeah.
When you were riding 400 miles a week, 20 plus hours, do you think you appreciated it less or was it still the same?
Different. I appreciated it differently.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not the same. I feel like now, being here in Marquette County, there is I've said this before, like service is the rent that we pay to be on this rock.
Yeah.
And the fulfilling nature of being working for a nonprofit and service is basically around every corner of my life.
Mm-hmm.
That fulfillment has replaced this me time,
Mm-hmm.
and that me time sometimes became addictive because once you have it, you just want more and more and more of it.
Yeah, because it's about me.
It did translate into service though as well, because I feel like I got just as much out of helping other people get on bikes and be a part of that cycling community back home. So that's different. It's
sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. That's fair. Are you looking forward to your second year?
Yeah. Yeah. We got a lot to do.
We do have a lot to do. Should we, on that note, talk about Gluski Park?
Let's do it.
Well, why don't you open it up? You're the one that's working on it. I have some information I'll share, but we'll try to keep it kind of sharp and concise so that anybody listening to this gets like a solid, no fluff update. Where are things at? What are we doing right now?
Well, my days I would say the last month I've been writing grants, researching, truly working toward raising money for this park. Like,
can I hold you right there?
Yeah.
When did you start? Because I want to make sure that people understand how long this is. I'd say, is it fair to say from the time you walked in the door, you started moving into that mode?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I realized what the ask was of me then.
Okay.
I knew about the park.
So you knew like what the ask was. You know what you were kind of shared with you're going to come in and do?
Yeah.
But you didn't know what that looked like.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I think saying you're going to help raise $2 million. Okay, sure.
Right.
I got you.
Right.
Well, I didn't really actually.
A little different from than doing it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. So I would say probably a few months in, you were like, okay, we need to start making this more of a priority. But also I was still in that observation mode.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a soft move toward where it became a big project, I would say.
Okay.
I mean, it was always there.
I'd say it was there from my perspective because I started talking to a couple of I started talking to a couple key players in the philanthropic community in December of 24.
Mm-hmm.
And your hire was, as I'm trying to start to set the table to get some assistance and help, your hire was critical because we need somebody to work on it.
Yeah.
Mark and I are off in different directions. I mean, I hop in and help when needed
For sure.
in particular conversations and such, but your position, you were really brought in to put fuel in the tank and make it happen.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it took a while for me to wrap my brain around the scope of the project as well. Like, I think a big part of writing the grants, talking with people is knowing the information, right? So sitting with the builders, sitting with the project manager, like those all became really important meetings and conversations for me that were more than just raising money for a park, right? It was truly understanding. Because at first I don't know that I was a part of those conversations, and it was kind of like, yeah, we're going to build this park. Yeah, look at this. Here's what it looks like. Now I can say, hey, we're going to be bringing in 300 truckloads of dirt, right? Like this is what it's going to take. Like I have such a better understanding that I can share this project in such a bigger way than I could then. So maybe that's why I just feel like I'm more, I don't know, my base is stronger, you know?
So you know what the plan is. You know what the goal is.
Yeah.
There's 3 phases.
Yep.
Phase 1 being build the bike /hike/walk/ADA trail.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
The core infrastructure that we want in the park. And then phase 2 would be to bring in the pavilion and the storage building and the final landscaping, which would happen next year.
Yep.
Phase 1 would begin this year, August 1st, and be completed by the end of October.
Yep.
That's assuming it goes to plan. I'd say, worst case, it's probably November, depending on weather. So phase 1 done this year. Phase 2 started next year, depending on how funding goes. Hopefully also completed next year. And then the third phase would be, phase 3 would be ultimately to pay everything off.
Mm-hmm.
The building, the park, have it all free and clear.
Yeah.
So it is here into perpetuity.
Yes.
For the community.
Correct.
So I'll give, here's what your work's resulted in so far.
Our work.
Everybody, but I mean, you're focused on it. But yeah, for sure. And this would go back a little bit also to the start. So Great Lakes Sports Commission was the first one to come in.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in $150,000. Eagle was in during that same time. They brought in $50,000. Since then, and this is not in any particular order, except that I did want to start with Great Lakes and Eagle because they were the first people in.
Yeah.
The other significant contributions that we've had up to this point would be a private donation that came in for $20,000 last year. The application that you filled out to the Shirers Foundation, they have pledged $50,000 to the project over 3 years, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you to the Shirers Foundation.
Yeah.
We had an anonymous donor bring in $50,000. This is a donor that has actually repeatedly anonymously supported us.
It's amazing.
Yeah, for the last 3 or 4 years. Yeah. So they've not just pledged, but they've actually delivered $50,000. We have that in hand, and all this money is actually in hand. We have, this is also another early contribution right around the same time of Eagle and Great Lakes Sports. That would have been the Rotary. Scott Nafala helped lead that.
Yeah.
Scott's been there every step of the way to help us, whether we needed a trailer or wanted to build a park. So they brought in $13,000. At the business after hours month and a half ago, it was just before Polar Roll, right?
Yeah. Innovate
Marquette announced $100,000 support for the park, which is huge. Obviously, it's $100,000. But, I think the interesting thing to share too is that Innovate Marquette isn't just seeing it as money for the park, which they do support the asset, but they want to see programming.
Yeah.
And there is a partnership between us and them to offer 5 workshops across 5 years focused on youth, entrepreneurship, innovation, et cetera.
Awesome.
Which, we haven't even gotten into.
Yeah.
The long-term potential for the park is beyond just being a place of recreation for the public. Is there is outdoor education that can begin to take place.
Yeah.
Which will probably be one of the most important aspects of it.
I agree.
We have the Community Foundation of Marquette. They were in with that early group of investors. They had brought in $12,000. And then there's a bunch of other, let's say, smaller contributions. I'm kind of hitting the larger ones right now, and it's intentional so that people understand that we are still in that phase of looking for sort of those significant $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 contributions toward the project. The other one would be UPHP, which actually just came in last week, right?
Yeah, it did.
And they've pledged $25,000 to the project over 3 years.
Yeah.
So if you look at that in hand, if you take everything I just mentioned and a handful that I didn't, that puts you at, we'll just call it $440,000 in hand. I'll press pause so I can stop talking and take a drink of my coffee. You want to add anything in there? What's that been like? Because you've been involved in several of these larger contributions.
Yeah. It's been really great. I would say early on, I had some conversations with people in the philanthropic world, and they said, you're going to get there. We have a supportive community.
Everybody says that.
Everybody says that. But they've also said, get used to hearing no, because that is a part of the process. Mm-hmm. And I think my first no, I was so crushed, right? I just couldn't understand why they would say no.
Right.
Don't they see what we're doing?
Is that like a grant response when a grant came back? No.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I've been hearing no for 11 years.
I know, but in my mind, someone says get used to hearing no, and I'm thinking, no, it's not going to happen to me. We got this locked. Well, it does, and so that it is a little tough sometimes to hear the no, but every time I would tell you, hey, this one, we didn't get this one. Your response was always like, hey, that's all right. Keep her going. It's just fuel for the next one.
That's right.
Okay. You're not super disappointed in me. Okay. We're going to keep going. I'm just going to keep filling them out, keep researching, keep fighting. And then when I think this is a project that, when you get it, you get it, right? When someone sees that bigger picture, they want to invest in it. And I don't want to beg somebody to be a part of the park. I want people that are not just going to give to the park, but also be a partner of the park. Mm-hmm. And that means they're going to show up here. They're going to say, hey, can we collaborate on a outdoor education experience? Hey, can we put a little something out there for your users about our organization, right? Our trail system, or let's use this as a space to not just get outside and adventure, but also educate and inform. And so I get really excited and I feel like that's the list of our partners, right? Like they get it, they're excited.
They get it.
They want to.
They're all in.
Yeah. And so then you get a yes, and it's like momentum. And then you get another no, and we have a lot of them that are pending right now.
I have that list.
Yeah, and so I am a little bit of a nervous Nelly in my life. I don't like to wait on an answer,
Yeah, that's fair.
But I feel really solid about what we've submitted to these different foundations and organizations, and I feel like the right people will come forward when they're supposed to. It's a little bit of having faith. It's a lot of hard work. But the why and the what it is for the community is, it's really important.
Yeah.
And
You made a comment that, you've heard no a lot. And if anybody, so I'm sure if there's anybody that's listening to this and they're in the nonprofit world, they're probably nodding their head like, yeah, You know,
Sure.
you hear no all the time.
Sure.
I think it's hard for us to hear no. It's hard for me to hear no because first I step back and I'm like you said, how can you say no to this?
Yeah.
We came in, we secured a property that was going to turn into a high rise or a motel. I mean, I'm not asking for anybody to kiss our butt for it. We did the right thing. But how can you not want to be part of turning it into a park, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, well, there's just people that don't.
Yeah.
It's not their priority.
Yeah.
But it is hard for me sometimes because we are an organization that is wired to say yes, not no. So when you bump in to, it's like, you know, we were on the phone last night with Gaylord and Petoskey, right? It just as an example. They're not at their fundraising goal.
Right.
We're not going to hold the team up.
Right.
That team's going to happen.
Figure it out.
Right? You figure it out. It's just a different mindset.
Yeah.
We say yes before we figure out how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
It's because it's more like, is this in line with the values? Is it good for the community? Is it good for people? Will this have an impact on the community? If all of those are yes, well, then you'll figure it out on the way, right? So the whole no yes thing, I mean,
Yeah.
you do it long enough, you get used to hearing no. And to me, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's just throw another log in the fire, baby. You don't want to support it? That's cool. We'll find somebody that will.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, it's interesting down the road because, you know, when we first started and we're nothing and nobody, I heard no all the time.
Yeah.
Now it's the total opposite. Now all the time we have people that want to get involved because they want to figure out. I'd say 95% of the contacts I get, they want to get involved to help themselves. Then there's 5%, they reach out because they genuinely want to be a complement to the mission.
Sure.
Are they going to benefit? Sure. But it's not just for them.
Yeah.
So we need that 5% of people to get involved and help us, and we need that 5% of donors. I mean, you look at some of the anonymous donations we've had, you know, 50,000, 20,000. Not to say that there aren't larger anonymous donations that'll come in. You know that those, all that they want that money to do is build this thing.
Yeah.
And do good for the community
Yep.
because they don't want their name on it.
Yeah. Very cool.
Let's talk about the pending because, you know, there's a question like, what do we need to execute phase one? And, you know, I've been saying we approximately need 1.1 million for by the time that phase one's done to pay for that and then move on to the next phase. That also would be where we go live with a public campaign, right?
Yes.
Because we're still in the quote quiet
Correct.
campaign
Correct.
per the nonprofit capital campaign guidelines.
That's right.
So pending wise, if we were to get 100% of the stuff you've got out there pending, a couple of them are big, we'd be at, there's a total pending of 1.5 million
Yeah.
in grants. You put that with the 435, it would put us at 1.95.
This is why I'm a nervous Nelly.
Yeah, million. Two big asks out there. Those two big asks alone would put us into the public phase. Actually, beyond what we need for the public phase. It would put us much closer to just being able to do the park, all two phases, and then the third phase is the last payoff. We applied to MDARD.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I think that they make a decision in April.
I think it's March.
Oh, it is. Right. I think it is. It is March. So, you know, that's a really competitive one.
Yeah.
I don't know what'll happen there.
Yeah.
We've got, I'm just going to count here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 foundations on here. And that's probably the bulk of the ask.
Yeah.
And where we go is going to depend on a lot of where those go.
Yeah.
Right. That's the go moment. There's a couple on there that could just make it all happen. So
Yeah.
I look at it. I feel good about it. I know where we're at. I know a couple of our contingency plans. If we had to cover a gap, we have them.
Yeah.
All of that to say, if somebody's watching this, like, I can't stress enough how important it is to get in right now, to get a hold of Elizabeth. You know, if you've been thinking about making a contribution to the park, if you want to be part of the park, if our mission and the work we do resonates with you, if you think the world needs more of that, we need people like you, and we need you right now.
Yeah.
Because the more that we can say that, this entity, that entity, this entity, that entity has come in and is supporting it, I mean, we've already got a bunch of people that are in. We're close to, just shy of 500,000 in support. Every single person you talk in the philanthropic community says, oh, this is a slam dunk project. This will get done. This will get funded. So let's fund it.
Well, and the thing with the project is, and when you look at all the pending requests to the different foundations, a lot of those foundations focus on, the betterment of a community, the health of kids and families, the opportunity for access and education.
Yep.
And I think that's what makes this project special and unique, because it hits all of them, right? Like, we do have the education component. We do have kids, families, the older,
generational.
Yeah, exactly.
Grandparents.
Right. So it's all those boxes. And it's also the bigger picture of protecting a green space and preserving a really important space along one of the busiest corridors in Marquette County, right? So it hits that box. Then you look at like the flower gardens and the rain gardens and just that piece. That's a whole nother level of beautifying the community, beautifying your backyard, creating something attractive for even visitors, right?
Well, for people around the park, property values.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it hits all of these boxes, and then it's backed by the 906 Adventure Team, which has a really solid reputation of following through,
getting things done,
maintaining what they've created. So there's another piece.
Yeah. Well, here I'll give you the last one. This is, I think, in the nonprofit world, one of, if not the biggest. No funders want to give money to operations.
Yeah.
And you know what? For 906, you don't have to.
Yeah.
We have asked, the only time we ask for money is if we're launching a new team, because we need to invest in that community. We asked for money for the bicycle playground. That was 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Which is so fun.
Yeah. I mean,
I love
that was like a $10,000 or $15,000 investment, and the fun that has brought into the community is immeasurable.
For all ages.
Yeah, for all ages.
Yeah.
I can't stress enough that we're just asking for money to build a community asset that will do nothing but do good within the community. None of the money is going to go to operations. We don't even need money for operations. We have that covered. Yeah. The door is going to open tomorrow. The door is going to keep opening next year. And this project will only enhance our work. It will only allow us to expand our work.
Yeah.
So to me, it's for, if I was in the donor side of this, I'd be like, this is exactly the type of org we want to give money to. They're sound, financially, fundamentally sound. We know they're going to be here for the long run.
Yeah.
And this project is set up. The whole thing's ready to go. Everybody's lined up. Contractors are ready to roll. Everybody has it in their calendar. They're ready to break ground in August. We just have to make sure that the pieces are in place for phase 1. And then really beyond that, phase 2 happens next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like a house you're ready to move into.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the piece on the park. I mean, is there anything else we wanted to touch on related to it? I mean, who do they get a hold of if they would like to?
Well, they get a hold of me.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. And anytime. I love
what are the opportunities for naming?
Yeah. So there's a lot. That's something that's really cool in this park is, we have a couple of large naming opportunities. So the pavilion, the kiosk, which will be the entrance to the park.
Yes.
Gluski Park will not change. It will be Gluski Park. But the kiosk will be, an opportunity to have naming rights.
Storage building?
Stored potentially, sure. All of the rain gardens, all of the flower gardens, benches, the hub, the hills, the trails, all of them, there's opportunity. So
we're flexible.
We're flexible. Yeah. We have, we're planning to do I'm calling it adventure partners of Gluski Park, not confirmed. I don't know if you like that or hate that.
It's fine.
But it will be a wall of all of the partners that are a part of it. And then again, I think there's opportunity if there's organizations that it makes sense to have a little bit more about them, about their culture or about their trail system, or it makes sense to have a little bit more here with a partnership, right? Like,
For sure.
So I see those as being opportunities as well. What that exactly looks like, not 100%, because it's dependent on the partnership that we create.
Yeah.
But I think it's a wonderful place to connect people to all of the different resources, not just the adventure park, right? Like, okay, you know how to ride this stuff. What's your next step? Well, go check out that little informational piece over you in the kiosk or whatever. So there's lots of space.
Yeah. There's a lot of opportunities for naming.
Yep.
Somebody could bring a contribution in right now. They could spread a contribution across 2-3 years.
Yeah.
As a couple people have.
Yep.
A foundation has and UPHB.
Mm-hmm.
And
do stock transfer. We're all set up for that.
Yes. We are set up to receive stock. That is not a problem. The main thing, again, I'll say it and then we can move on to the next thing is this time window is critical right now.
Yeah.
Now to the start of May, because we have an event scheduled for mid-May where our intention is to go out and to go public with it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at.
Really want to see that happen.
Yeah. You nervous? Of course you are.
I'm anxious. I'm anxious. Yes.
Mark, you nervous?
Yeah. Really nervous.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an exciting, anxious feeling because I do think I think we'll get there. Like I don't have any doubts on that.
We have to get there.
We have to get there. But I'm not a pushy person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm really not. And like I said when we started talking about this, I want people to be a part of it that believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've said everybody wants to support it. They say, "Oh, yep, got you. You're going to get there." Well, now's the time where I'm like, "Okay, what does that mean? What does that translate to?" Cuz I do want you so badly to be a part of the park. And if you're in, let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
But also it has to be the right time on their, in the right moment, and I can also appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, one way or another it's going to happen because it has to happen.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand the number of times that the 906 Adventure Team has asked for help because we try to not be a burden on the community. We want to be an asset to the community that enhances it. Mm-hmm. And it's been built intentionally that way. I mean, I shared that story when our neighbors came over last week.
Yeah.
About how I was in Bentonville in like 17 or 18. It's a little foggy now. I think it was the IMBA World Summit. And that was where it was an event in Bentonville. And we found out during that event that IMBA had lost its lead sponsor, Subaru. Mm-hmm. And maybe it was a couple. Maybe it was like their top 2 sponsors. And it immediately crippled the organization because they weren't sustainable.
Right.
Which is complete opposite of us.
Right.
At that time, they weren't sustainable. They immediately had to lay off, if not all, the bulk of staff around the country. And it was terrible for IMBA and great for us because I came back from that and said, we cannot rely on money from other people.
It's a hard lesson learned. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where we're at. I mean, we are sustainable.
Yeah.
We're going to be here for the long haul.
Yeah.
Our mission 11 years later from when we started is more relevant.
Sure.
It's more important.
Yeah.
There's a bigger need. The need is not diminishing. Mm-hmm. It is increasing.
Yeah.
And we have to fill that gap.
Yeah.
That's where we need to be. So you've got my word. You've got us promising. We get this thing built. We want you part of it. It's going to be a long time before we need to come back and ask for something, like this again, because we like to be self-sufficient. That's our organization's motto for people. Yeah. Is the self-supported ethos. And we adhere to that as an org. But for this one, there's a few people out there that's, a couple of years ago, they said, tell me how I can help you. And 1 year ago, I told them, you can help us build this thing. Mm-hmm. And now I just need you to show up and help us do that.
Yeah.
And then we'll go back into the woods for a while.
Yeah.
Mark, you want to throw anything in on that?
All sounds great.
It all sounds
I couldn't have said it. I couldn't have said it any better.
All right.
Thanks,
fair enough.
Todd.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the summit that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So, where do I start with that? So last year you went to a summit.
I did.
And I think that I'll try to give like the quick summary. You went to the summit, you came back, we had a conversation about it. And, we'd been, and this is before you had also even joined 906, there'd been conversation about doing some sort of summit or a local event for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Like, I'll tell you, and it was actually after Mark and I and the crew did Adventurous. So that was the ride, Unforgettable. If you don't know what this was, you can go to Vimeo. Aaron Peterson Studios did a documentary. It's called Unforgettable.
Watch it.
I would, yeah.
So good.
If you haven't seen it, you should watch it.
I made both my kids watch it.
Aaron did a fantastic job.
It's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Super inspiring.
The title's Unforgettable, a celebration of, I think, cycling in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, which it was. But really, since then, that was the experience that opened my eyes to how delicate our access to resources are up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I'll just preface by saying I was born here. I grew up here. I grew up in the woods here.
Mm-hmm.
I've hunted here, fished here, hiked here, cycled here, done everything you can do in the outdoors here, and was blown away after going through that ride and starting to learn more about how access is actually structured up here, how delicate and unstable it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was astounded by how ignorant I was about where roads came from.
Sure.
Emily was here from the UP Land Conservancy this morning, and we were talking about the roads. And I said, I felt dumb when all of a sudden I had this epiphany. You go around in the backwoods and you just assume, like, I don't even know if you thought the road fairy created them or if they fell from the sky, but I never gave a thought to who built it.
Mm-hmm.
You start running events across the UP, you start learning who built it.
Mm-hmm.
It's people like Lime Timber. And, you can say what you want about the timber industry, logging companies. They have been one of the absolute best partners that we've had with our events. Absolutely phenomenal. There would not be any roads in the backcountry without organizations like that.
Yeah.
So that's a long way of getting towards saying, like, it's become very obvious we are very ignorant to how unstable or delicate access is across the region. There's a lot of people out there right now who want to monetize outdoor recreation. Mm-hmm. They are ignorant to that, as we all are. And then on top of it, you have all of these groups across the region, end to end, I'd say from Ironwood to the Sioux. They all love the UP for the same reasons. Mm-hmm. They might love it in different ways, meaning they do different things. But they're largely operating out of silos, rarely come together to talk.
Right.
And oftentimes will view their goals as being at odds with another group's goals.
Yeah.
Right? So not only do we have all these other issues with land access and blah, 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 but we don't always get along.
Right.
So when you came back from the UP Outdoor Summit last year, it's like, the stuff they're talking about, great. It's relevant. There's a place for it in the conversation, whether that's innovation, et cetera, electrification. Mm-hmm. But the number one thing we should be talking about is access and relationships.
Yeah.
Conservation and sustainability. Mm-hmm. And where is that being talked about, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It isn't.
Right.
So that, that's the segue for this summit. Initially, we thought we were going to run the summit independent from the UP Outdoor Summit.
Right.
Right. But I think probably, we talked to Susan from Travel Marquette. And then that connected us over to, is it Orion?
Orion. Yep.
With Phil. Oh, actually, he came in with Susan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then that connected us to Joe and Innovate Marquette.
Yep.
And, there was this conversation that, well, we don't want to have two parallel summits, so let's do one. And I mean, ultimately, that's where we're going to end up.
Yeah.
I think what makes this one different for us, and I think what's going to make it of interest and engaging for anybody up here, regardless of what involvement you have in the UP, whether it's business, nonprofit, just recreational user, etc., it's that we're bringing in local people to talk about the local issues.
Yeah.
We're not bringing in people from across the country to talk about what's wrong in the UP.
Yep.
We're not even necessarily bringing people in to point out what's wrong with the UP,
Sure.
right? We're bringing people in to tell stories, their stories, people like Aaron Peterson, Aaron Rogers from Rock Solid, Gina Nichols representing Keweenaw Outdoor Recreation Committee,
Kristen Ojanimi.
Kristen from
Discovering.
And that's under the Discover the UP, right? That's the logo.
Yep.
Yeah, Discovering. I mean, if you grew up in the UP, everybody grew up with Discovering.
Yes. Yes. Because that's the other piece, right? There's the access issues, but there's and of course there is the tourism industry, and that is a big part of who we are and where we're headed. But it's managing all of that and preserving our culture and our traditions and make sure we are honoring it and not forgetting it. And that is something that's so important to me. And that's what I came back from that summit feeling like there's a voice here that we need to make sure is heard, because why do I live here? Why did I move here from Lower Michigan? It's because of those traditions and that culture. It's not my background necessarily, or, my heritage, but it's something that I just fell in love with. And I don't ever want to see somebody come and disrespect it or change it or alter it, or it should always be at the forefront, I think, of what we do as we grow, because growth is inevitable and we have to be forward thinking.
Absolutely.
But we have to hold on to what makes us so special. Otherwise, what are we?
We're everybody else.
Right. And why is anybody coming here? Because I came here for those things. Yeah. And I meet people regularly that come here for those things. Yeah. So we cannot take them away and we cannot forget about them. And I think sometimes those conversations forget, or because they're not local people, they don't understand. Yeah. Right? They're coming in from across the country, taking a snapshot of the area, and they don't really feel it. It's a feeling, So.
Well, some of them have different reward systems.
Sure.
I think a lot of what you just said, it's like at the root and at the core of why I think that this summit needs to happen and the way we're going to put it out. It's about relationships. It's about lifestyle. It's about living here and looking at how some of the decisions that will be made to innovate or evolve the region, how does that impact living here and the tradition, right? Yeah. It's like it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Correct.
You need to be talking about both in the same space.
Right.
And all too often that doesn't happen.
Right.
I'll tell you, going back to that whole example of being in Bentonville, there was this, you got to keep in mind now, this is like 17 or 18. Okay. So we're talking quite a while ago. This is before the e-bike boom. This is before we have to sit down and create local task forces to talk about how to handle the bike path, because you've got the electric bike brigade, terrorizing the city. Yeah. So they had this breakout, and it was the people at the front of the room it was the industry. It was the big brands. And then the audience was trail groups, trail managers. And I will never forget, I will not name the bike brand, but there's this back and forth because the trail groups and trail managers are saying, how are we going to manage this? The social implications, which we see here rampant. today. And the guy from one of the big brands looked at the room without any emotion at all and just said, we're going to make them. It's your problem to figure out how to manage it. And too often, because their reward systems are different, they're just looking for the next 10% sales increase.
Yeah.
Every company.
Yeah.
And I have been there. Okay. I understand why that's important too. And there is real social implications to some of those decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And we should be having a more cohesive, integrated conversation before you get to the point where there's problems like what we've had locally. And I'm sure it's across all communities. It's not like Marquette's unique.
Yeah.
So that's what this is an attempt to do. Like this first, because the summit will become annual. And actually beyond this first year, we want to bring out next year an outdoor recreation expo.
Yeah.
So we can bring in brands, we can bring in businesses, we can bring in services that support our, summit mission.
Yeah.
And really ultimately celebrate what we have while protecting it and coming up with a sustainable plan for the future.
Yep.
Who else did we have for speakers? Did I miss somebody? We had Gina, we had Aaron. Kristen.
I think that's it. We have a couple pending.
Yes.
That I don't want to say their name. And
right. We don't want to put it out there yet.
Them yet.
Right.
Yeah.
So the summit will be a Thursday and a Friday.
Yep.
May 28th and 29th here in Marquette. It's going to be hosted at NMU's Jacobetti. NMU is a partner.
Yes.
They're excited about it. Obviously, they have an outdoor rec program, so this is a great fit.
Yeah.
We might end up with a couple of their interns.
Yeah.
This summer, helping Mark and you in different aspects of what we do. I think that's a great relationship. Thursday, we're still kind of working out the schedule, but it'll be like Thursday, let's say 7:30, 8 in the morning ish till 4 o'clock ish. A variety of speakers, and then between the speakers, work groups. So I don't know if there's going to be 50 people or if there's going to be 200 people. It's really, I think, going to depend on how many people hear what we're trying to do and are like, I want to be there for that.
Yeah.
But it isn't just come in and have people talk at you. This is a conversation with you.
Yeah.
And then the speaker is being asked to create some questions connected to their presentation to have the work groups work on between presentations, which I think will be cool. Anything that gets worked on during the summit will be collected by us and then made available following the summit. And hopefully what we come out of it with is kind of a interim roadmap, moving forward on what we agree on and what we think our biggest opportunities are.
Yep.
I'm excited to have Cork there. I've mentioned Cork in previous episodes we've done. They, to me, are proof of concept that what we're trying to do with the summit or via the summit for the region can happen.
Yeah.
Because Cork has brought all their user groups together in the Keweenaw, and I'm sure Gina will end up talking about this and sharing kind of the vision and how it all came to be. The fact of the matter is, the argument can't be, well, the Keweenaw is small, so it's easy. I could say that being small is actually a liability. I could create an argument either way.
Sure.
Either way. We have to take what they've been able to do with Cork, and we have to do it as a region together.
Yeah.
100%.
I agree.
Thoughts, Mark? You got anything you want to add there? I know you haven't been in as many conversations on the summit, but you just heard what we're thinking about doing.
Yeah, I feel like an observer at this point. Just it hasn't really been in my immediate view, but everything I'm hearing, it's exciting to know that we're coming together to make a difference in the UP as a whole.
With you being somebody who just moved up here, 2 years ago. I mean, obviously you're spending a lot of time up here. You and Billy are very familiar with the UP, but what we just talked about, I'm just curious, like, as a outdoor enthusiast, what's your perspective on the UP, whether it's people working together, ownership, et cetera?
I where this takes me to is, again, back to when we did multiple trips around the UP and seeing, how how our route changed in 6 months due to, gates being put up or signs being posted. So it happened relatively quickly. We had to change the route.
6 months.
Yeah, 3 or 4 times we ran into gates that weren't there 6 months prior.
Yep.
And having the experience of seeing the communities, because we hit the major communities throughout the UP, but just kind of knowing how they're connected today, and having some vision of what that could be in the future. Each of them getting on board with, developing their own plan to, connect Marquette to Gwynn or connect Gwynn to the next town over. I think establishing that plan and making it happen before it's too late, before another gate goes up, before a no trespassing sign goes up, and being thoughtful about subtle amenities and celebrations of smaller communities. I think that's a really important thing.
Yeah. I kind of look at the summit like celebrating what we have and committing to protect it together.
Yeah.
Like regardless of what your mode of transportation is across the region, the potential of the UP is greater if we all work together.
Yeah.
Will it still be okay if we don't work together? Yeah. But it'll never be what it could be.
Well, and it also has if we don't work together, if we don't create a plan, we're at risk of having one of those larger corporations come in and take that opportunity away from us.
Yep.
And that is something that scares a lot of people, and it should, because it's happened in other communities. And I don't know much about that, but I've heard enough to know, we don't want that to happen.
No. No, I don't think anybody does.
No.
I don't think it matters if you bike, hike,
Right.
kayak, birdwatch, hunt, fish, ORV, snowmobile, Jeep, camp. If you love the outdoors and if you're here for it, then you should be at the summit to be part of the conversation, to help us shape a direction.
Yeah.
And everything will be better for everybody. It doesn't mean that we won't maybe all have to make some sacrifices.
Sure.
But it'll be for a greater good.
Yeah. Yeah, you kind of have to come with an open mind and let the agenda go.
Right.
And allow yourself to see a picture or help develop the picture.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
And let go of the agendas and all of it has to be like this, and open your mind.
Yeah.
And take it in.
Yeah. Be open to the good.
Yeah.
Be open to maybe where we can be better. Determine how that looks and then do it.
Yeah.
And I think the speakers are going to be the highlight.
For sure.
With Kristen and Aaron and Gina, and then the other speakers that we get set up. It'll be a really solid day and a half of getting like-minded people together.
Yep.
So looking forward to it. Do we need to share anything else on it?
You have a website?
There is a website. It's madeup-brand.com.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's great. Great segue. You can go ahead. Right now, there's kind of high level, I'd say 30,000 foot information shared about what the goal is. There is the ability to subscribe to the mailing list, subscribe to that mailing list so that each time that we decide to go out and share some more information about what we're up to, or if we add an interesting speaker, you'll get notified, subscribe to the mailing list. You'll be on it. And then when registration opens in April, you will also immediately be notified so that you can be one of the first people to get signed up.
And you're doing podcasts with the speakers ahead too, right?
We will.
So
Julie,
that's super fun.
Yep. Julie sent out invitations to the speakers yesterday.
Awesome.
Because we need to start collecting, their photos or whatever they want to represent them as we start to share who they are. We're going to need to start getting their presentation so we can put that together. And then we did ask for some dates that we could bring them in, get them on the podcast, and kind of preview what we're going into the summit to talk about. So, by the time we get there, we're going to be ready to rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be good.
I think so.
Yeah. I think that's our list. What time is it?
I have no idea.
It's 12:16.
No way.
Man, talk about efficient today. Just on it. Not bad for a Monday, actually, for us. Normally it takes like 2.5 hours to kind of get what we wanted out there.
Well, the sun's shining. It actually feels like spring.
It is a nice day. Polar rollers. You got to find something else to do right now.
Oh, well, for another day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to turn.
Yeah.
Somebody sent me a picture. She went out and tried to do the EX on a bike.
Over the weekend?
During the time she shouldn't have. And I think she post-holed 4 miles before she finally was like, this is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it might be a good day to go out and groom today.
Well, actually, Dave and I talked about it, and we're going to give it a day or two because we're a little nervous about what's under the snow right now. It could be very fluid underneath there.
Oh, yeah.
And a Scandic doesn't float.
No.
So we're going to give it a little bit of time, but we do have to get out there.
Yeah.
And we got some snow coming in.
We do. There's, we could see a foot by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Whaley had sent me some models that were saying potentially 32 inches
Oh, wonderful.
in a 7-day span.
I don't know.
Yeah. It doesn't want to give up.
Yeah.
There's
I
always
mean-
the model that it says something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I did tell him, I'm like, this time of year, I'll believe it when I see
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
But I think it's inevitable we're going to get snow.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we got work to do, man.
Yeah, we do.
We got a summit to get ready for. We got a park to build. And we have youth programs to launch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's get rocking and rolling.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Over and out.